everyone. Welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. As always, it is an absolute pleasure and blessing to be here with you. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new, I'm a psychic intuitive tarot reader, and I like to combine and add a lot of different divinations, mystical things. I'm a seeker and I'm a long time spiritual quest. I'm on a spiritual quest, I guess. I don't know. It's such a part of me, and it is literally a part of me, and it's a part of all of us. And it's something that I really aspire to share with you. And hopefully my mission statement, if there were to be one, would be to always inspire you, to uplift you, to encourage you to follow your star, your intuition and your gifts, your spiritual gifts, your human gifts. They're the same, they're one and the same. But what I really love is that something that's very, very clear to me, and more clear, is that we are connected, and we're all part of this. I know the term a lot of people are using is matrix. And that makes sense to me too. I love the movie. I saw it when it first came out. I'm understanding what that analogy is, and I like it. I also like this whole idea about, in regards to this free will, as well as knowing things are definitely fated. We are destined in certain ways. And so I'm going to be reading for the Gemini general reading for October. And I will put out a little disclaimer. I know I won't be able to complete all the readings between now and October 1st, which is going to be actually, Tuesday. Today's the 29th of October. Happy birthday to all Libras. Yet again, I'll say it until it becomes Scorpio, and then I'll say it then, which will be October 22nd. October is a very, very powerful month, and I think it's going to bring a lot of beautiful things, a lot of clarity in a lot of ways. And what I love for you, Gemini, is that you are a fellow air sign, and someone I've always found a great affinity to as a Libra. And I had a sister, God rest her soul, that passed away. I speak of my personal, family and things of that nature fairly often, because it is a part of who I am. And those who watch this channel, I'm hoping, want to be a part of, my community, my tribe, where we can generally and always be completely authentic and just kind of know where I'm coming from and where I've been and where I'd like to go. And hopefully you'll be there with me. And my sister was a Gemini, and I have a brother who's living that is a Gemini, and they both were and are so incredibly creative and extremely good at words and prolific. They're able to speak. My sister she loved comedy, and anything you would ever say, her name is Lily, she would respond quickly with a very quick, retort. And it's just, everything and anything. And sometimes you're like, Lily, come on now. But I had to give it to her because she was really clever and really good and just smart. You have this, Gemini, you're ruled by Mercury, so there's a lot going on in the mind for you. And I appreciate you a lot. You keep me on my toes, and I've always found it to be a very fun and loving relationship with Geminis. And there is the duality aspect, so, you hear about the twins. I think we all kind of have that in some ways. It's more pronounced sometimes, I guess. I don't know. With Geminis, because once again, their mind is always so quick and it's always churning. And sometimes they have this, there's a Gemini you'll meet that's very, very conservative. They're teachers. They're very good at teaching and spreading the intellect to, as many people as possible. They're givers. They care a great deal about helping people. And then there's the other. It's kind of like wild and crazy and like, woo, baby, I'm going to do my thing. And they're innovators, and they like to, start new trends, and very, very wise, very intelligent. So, but here's the thing. I do have a little bit of a set ritual so far. I mean, it will change. I'm not going to lie. I know that. I want to evolve and continue to grow with this channel, and that you could have a lot to do with that if you like what you're seeing today. And I've noticed that people are, coming back. I had to take a hiatus. I've said that a few times. I'll say it for the new people coming. And I knew I wanted to come back, and I'm here again with a lot of things I need to still work on for the channel, but also to say that I digress. And so to know me is to love me, right? And possibly have adult attention deficit disorder at times. I find myself talking and then I go off on another tangent, but then I do come back. So bear with me in that regard. Not fully diagnosed, but we kind of know what's happening sometimes regardless. And so no, but I just wanted to say that I do have a specific couple of things I want to continue to do on a regular basis. And one of them is to start with our chakra check, because to me, chakras are so vital and so much a part of our well-being. And if there's blockages or, something that's not freeing you in those areas, which are the 7 chakras, the root, the sacral. Why am I doing this right now? I know all of you are saying, and you're telling me what it is, and it's crazy. I can't think of it, but so I'll go and come back for that. So the this is the one that you really want a lot, and you want it because it gives you the courage and the strength. And yeah, complete blank. This is happening quite a bit. And then the heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye, all seeing, and then the crown chakra, and yet another one, which is the all knowing, all seeing, all connective chakra, which is still up in this area, the 3 up at the top, which is the connection and the downloads we get and such. Wow. It's a yellow predominant. It's this chakra right here. It's the 3rd chakra, and it is just like not a lot of editing now. We'll come back. I will figure it out, and it'll probably be the one that comes out, right? So I will always pick the chakra check of the day, as I am the chakra check chick. And just to kind of know that Spirit was wanting to have us focus on that particular chakra. And it doesn't have to be a negative at all. It could be like maybe you're just in full form and you're having that confidence and that courage that this wonderful chakra center provides for you. Yeah. Boy, it's funny how when you let your mind know that you've forgotten something, you're basically telling it you've forgotten, and it's like, yeah, that's right. You told me I forgot. So that's why I like to let it go. And then I ask Spirit to bring it in when it needs to be. So forgive me for that. But putting this under the table real quick, and the one for today is not looking. My eyes are closed. You can't tell, but they truly are. Oh, I've got the 8 again. So this is really great. This is the, as it says, the 8th chakra above the crown chakra, okay? And it is the saying along with it is, well, 8 is a very, very powerful number. I do bring in numerology to my readings. It is the infinity symbol. It is, forever and always, which is really cool because you're a mutable sign. That's an element. You are a air sign. That is the modality of a mutable sign, which means you're very open and you kind of go with the flow, and you're not fixed in any way. You're not a cardinal, which would initiate a season and a new beginning and a new start, and this, motivation to continually be doing and achieving and that sort of mentality. But yeah, so the 8, very abundant, very prosperous. And we're in the 8 years still. We've got it for, 3-4 more months now, because it's the end of September, October, November, December. So yeah, we're at the last, and you know how quickly everything goes. So Merry Christmas in advance. The saying is that all that my soul has ever been and will ever become rest gently in this moment. There's something so powerful about that very thing than what I have just spoken of. I felt it really deeply, and the actual area I was speaking of is solar plexus. So right here, okay? It's actually lower. It's just above the belly button. It's the power. It's the confidence. It's like the color of the sun, okay? The energies that we always strive for. And when that lessens, you just want to focus and, do a little meditation in that area or any area that feels imbalanced in some way. But yes, gently in this moment, my soul-filled power is here now. And it is. And when you just focus moment to moment, there's so much power in that. You're not distracted from what just happened or what may happen and the ifs in our lives, right? I know we can all relate to that. So yes, solar chakra, solar plexus, very important. Confidence, self-love, all equate to that. So that is the chakra for the day. And also I'm going to do a daily read on the crystal of the day. And so I am going to read to you today about the crystal that I want to say is pronounced Mookite, Mookaite. You can look it up. And I just happened to come across, first I only found this one, and I think it's really beautiful. It's not that big though. I'll put it up here. It's kind of, slippery. I've been known to drop them, but you can see there's this beautiful kind of a tan color, and a lot of times they are speckled with different, this beautiful burnt orange, which reminds me of fall in a way. And then I noticed a bigger one in here. It's more of a solid orange, but I'm quite sure, more of a, not orange, but, like a earthy tone, a rust or something of that nature. And yeah, it's beautiful. And they come in so many different beautiful shapes, like most crystals. But the energy that we can derive from this, and especially holding it in your pocket, or, in your hand, if you want to do a meditation and have it there. I say you can also put it under your pillowcase if it doesn't annoy you too much, and you have it under the side of the pillow where it's not going to be felt so much. This is a balance between inner and outer experiences. And here we are with the balance. And here we are with the modality of the twins that I mentioned, which is the yin and yang in its own right. And also the fact that we are in Libra season. And that's all about the scales and the balance. And with this pending new moon solar eclipse in Libra happening on the 2nd or 3rd, depending on where you're located, it's all about that. It's all about relationships. And like I said, you trine, which is a positive aspect, the Libra energy anyway. So this is going to be more notably felt and probably has already started to make you feel that way. People feel things before the eclipses, certainly during, but afterwards for months. It also encourages versatility, and you are so full of that. This is absolutely, I didn't really focus on that until I started reading this. This is so you. It's so perfect for you. It fortifies the immune system, heals wounds, it purifies blood, brings deep calm. And a lot of times I find for the excessive mental activity that happens for you, and in knowing so many Geminis, there is a concern at times that they're able to sleep or they're able to stop that chatter, and I know that many of you know what I'm speaking about. And I would say, again, deep breaths, and also just give yourself a chance to meditate, whatever that means to you. It doesn't necessarily mean being in the, lotus position. But deep breaths, absolutely, no matter where you are, car, it doesn't matter. It's free and it works so phenomenally. It's just one of the best ways for us to calm our nervous system with a quick response. And then also, I can't encourage people enough to spend time in nature, whatever that is, and where it may be. It could be at the beach, it could be in the mountains, it could be in your backyard, it could be at the park. just getting the fresh air. I love looking at the sky at night now, and I didn't do it that much for a while, and I grew up doing it all the time, and I think I was yearning for it. I recommend that too, and what's really cool is you can see Venus very vividly. And that's what, is the ruling planet of Libra, and this new moon solar eclipse will definitely have those vibes. So it can be such a beautiful, loving, sensual, Venus represents sensuality and beauty and love and money, and, feeling good from the inside out, kind of that magical fairy dust that gets sprinkled on us. And it does have a lot to do with relationships. Yes, love. Yes, partnerships of any kind. That's what Libras really are notably known for, is how to work through all different types of relationships and find the balance and find the commonality, but also the duality, And then later on in October, of course, we have the Aries moon, which is the duality across. And we've had these series of eclipses in Libra and Aries, Gemini, that have been, I think, no doubt transformational. And it could be on so many different levels, but it'll continue to be. But it's also, I think, a very inspirational series. And it doesn't mean that every single series that comes around in our lives and then repeats itself yet again and again isn't going to have an inspiration in some way. I mean, it is there to guide us and bring us to our highest potential. And lessons are learned. People are eclipsed out of our life. New people come in, new jobs, new opportunities, new homes, new family. It's just the essence of living, I would imagine, is the best way to speak about that. It also says at the end, points out all possibilities and assists in choosing the right one. And that's really cool. But I would also want to impart to you and invite you to write down intentions for this new moon or any new moon, because it can be very, very helpful in assisting you if you are on a kind of a path where you're not 100% sure which direction you want to go. That can solidify it for you. Okay, and just put that out and know that you will receive the answers. I can promise that. This is a very, very potent time for intuition and whatnot. We just had the past eclipse, which was a preview of the next series of eclipses starting by March. There will no longer be the Libra Aries. The last eclipse will be in Aries on March 29th, I believe it is. But then we have the Pisces Virgo. So we'll get to that and talk more about that. But Pisces had the full lunar eclipse on the 17th of September. Yeah, this month. It hasn't even been 2 weeks. And oh man, if you have any placements at all in Pisces, you would feel it more. It was, I want to say they said it was the 25th degree. I have a Pisces rising in 24. I felt such a beautiful feeling from it. I felt a real sense of reverence for my life in all aspects. It brings out the spirituality, maybe your gifts, your intuitive capabilities. You may get downloads, you may get incredible dreams. I've been thinking about clients while doing my massages, and I'm kind of in a form of meditation doing that. And I wanted to bring up, you could be walking and that'd be meditation, or you could be riding a bike, clearing your mind, not being so focused on the thoughts. And I've been thinking of certain clients. One in particular, it happened Friday, and she came so vividly into my mind, and I thought, wow, I haven't seen her for about a year. And I said, I hope she's doing okay. And yes, as soon as I got off and finished with my massage, she had booked an appointment. So I thought, yes, ask for these gifts. Ask for this special time of being able to really manifest some special things, Gemini, okay? Now, I also want to say that I kind of went with my gut like I always try to do, and I thought what gloves would be appropriate for today, because, I'm loving the gloves now, and I got a lot of them. And pink was the first thing that came into mind. So, because that's what kind of energy you are bringing forth to me. And, you know, when you hear the saying, I'm in the pink, there's cheeriness, there's cheerfulness. I made up a word, cheeriness, cheerfulness. And so I'm going to be starting your reading, and it is going to be the Celtic Cross. And so I will explain for those that have not ever seen this. It's kind of cool because it has a placement for all the different aspects of our life. And then it has a message that I would love to share with you. And then I do get messages along with the messages from just the tarot and their, you know, normal meanings behind them. And I will share those as they come in as well. I had another message that just went away, but I will get back to it, I'm sure. Oh, I know what it was. Thank you, Spirit. It is the deck. So it's just a funny little thing. I had brought this deck out. I absolutely love it. It has this really beautiful feel, in my opinion, about the changing of the season now here in the Northern Hemisphere to the equinox, which has been a full week now. It started last Sunday. And I was saying that I couldn't read specifically the name that well because the font is very fancy and I don't know what style font they call it, but it looks like this. I hope it's not too blurry. And I could make out pagan, right? And so today, before I wanted to start, I said, I've got to figure this out. What is that? And I tried to not look too hard, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden I saw I saw the stamp up here, and I looked and I went, what? Pagan otherworlds is what this is called. And I just thought, well, thank you so much, Spirit, because I've had this for a while and I've been struggling to find out what it really means. And I asked anybody who want to comment who've seen this deck before. So there you are. So yeah, the very first card for you, beautiful Geminis. Remember, this is a general reading. If you want a reading, I would love you to let me know because we're in the beginning processes. But what I will tell you is that there should be a link below that will let you know what my website is to my business, puremassagetherapy.com. And that's with an S. And you can book a reading even, well, definitely in person if you happen to be in the area of Castro Valley where I reside and where I have my studio to do readings and massages. But more importantly, if you were to block out a time frame and you put in the information, it's very friendly, a user-friendly system that's worked pretty well thus far. And I will just make time to make that video for you, and then I can video it to you, is how I'm doing it currently, okay? And then lastly, I will say that if it's not there, my email address anytime for questions that I will respond to is j_belly, B-E-L-L-Y, at comcast.net. And so let's keep it going here. Let us see, as we would say, let's get the party started. And for all Geminis, what is it that Spirit really wants you to feel and know during this reading? Because I've always prayed to them, the cards, and blessed that we have a clear and concise messages that are coming through for the highest good of everybody involved. And so let's see here. First card, overall energy for the month of October 2024. You're not the first person to get this. Wow. Not the first sign, I should say. You have the Three of Swords. Now have no fear, okay? And I know a lot of you are thinking, wow, that is right on right now. And others are thinking, what? Well, hang in there, because the good news is you're healing. This is something that has transpired. The Three of Swords represents the air quality, which is what you are, Gemini, as well as Libra and Aquarius. And this shows incredible strength. I will say this over and over, no doubt, but those who haven't heard it yet, our heart is the strongest organ in our body. It has also been proven There's this wonderful book I got years ago. I went to the actual facility. I don't know that it's still available or that you're able to go see it. There were fires in the area of Boulder Creek, California, and it is the Heart Math Institute. It's a phenomenal. Go online if you want to check it out more. But I learned so much. I went to basically what they had then was these. When you go and you could go with a group of people and they would just enlighten you about how things have worked for them, and introduce me to the book and a lot of beautiful things. But the studies they're so worthwhile and so much a part of all of us, and they've done this for many, many years. So Heart Math Institute, the heart, the most intelligent organ, the actual most intuitive organ. You think your mind and you think, well, where is this intuition coming from? Right here, like so many things. And then, of course, it's the last thing to decipher that we are living or no longer living, because once our heart stops, then we are on to the next journey and, incarnation, whatever you believe in. But this is a to me, it just shows a great strength, because you've already gone through this and you know what it is. But as I said before, and I'll say it again for your reading too, it's not to say that you've forgotten, though, because that's the other thing about being in this human, our spirit in a human body, is we do have that computer kind of like file system that's pretty astute and can really remember things from, I'm told, in the womb. I have memories of as early as 3, for reasons I will not disclose at this time. But yes, our memories are pretty amazing. And so, yeah, even though you're incredibly strong and you've gone through whatever this was, and it could have been a loss, it could have been, a third party, they say, with the 3, meaning more than 2 when it comes to relationships, but not always. It's just you're on the other side. That's a great way to start, actually. I know it doesn't look like it, and like I said, people are like, what? Oh, I really wouldn't mind seeing this if I had my choices of some of the cards. So having said that, let's move on and see what more I can bring to light for you. Then we have the crossing card, which is going to be known as your blessings or blocks. And you have the 8 of Wands. So not only are you stronger and healed and healing, and mind you, it doesn't have to be in form of a relationship at all. It could be a business that you had to say goodbye to. I said goodbye to my car of 20 years. And I know it's a possession and it's an object, but I got very attached to it, right? There was an attachment for sure. So I don't know what that love is that this speaks of. And it does speak of love and passion and desire, but you have this incredible 8, which I've already told you what 8 represents. 8 wands, the wands being the fire, okay? The Aries moon coming up. The Aries series that we've had, where the North Node, as they call it, when it's the eclipses, it's the nodes, is in Aries. And that's about passion and drive and leadership. And you're getting information that's coming in very, very quickly. Fired up, excited. Like you may have been in some kind of a hiatus yourself, like I had to be, where you've just been really contemplating what it is you want to be doing next, and healing from burnout, perhaps. I mean, that's another thing that comes to mind that Spirit has just shared with me, because I feel a lot of us go through that, especially in America, California in particular. The pace, the deadlines, like today, I feel so good, and it is my day off. Yeah, we had the moon go into Virgo, so am I still kind of like doing some rituals even on my day off? Yes, I do, to be completely honest. But I also knew I didn't want a specific schedule. Like, I want that freedom, and that's going to happen on my days off. So I came in here with a lot of beautiful light. I came in here with good nutrition in me, some hydration, which I'm going to partake in right now as well. And I love this. This is, if you have been on a little bit of a hiatus, you've been you felt things have slowed down, look out, Gemini, and you kind of really dig that too. I mean, everyone wants their time to reflect and all that, and I think you've had that. So now you're thinking, okay, cool. What else you got for me, Marianne? Well, I'll share with you what I've got. Then we have the foundation, the card of the foundation. Your stability, what you really have been experiencing for, let's just even say, if not your entire life in some ways, in the fundamental way you approach life and the things you think. This year, 2024. This, everyone says in a lot of ways, and I say everyone, I mean other readers, other astrologers, this is a preparatory year. There's so much for us to be experiencing that's going to be quick moving. And I always thought it was quick already, so buckle your seatbelts. So for your foundation, you have the Knight of Wands. There you go. Now the Knights are the messengers, and the Wand is the fire again. So that's the second wand that's saying you're ready. You're ready to start again, to start something new. I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily brand new. It might have been an idea that you kind of put to the side, and you decided that, okay, the wands are coming in, they're saying, let's do the action now. We've already thought about this. We've thought about it till we're blue in the face. And, we've gotten other opinions. We've shared it with everybody. We like to talk, how you are, Gemini. And I find I talk faster when I'm doing your readings a lot of times because, once again, I'm trying to keep up with your mind. It's a fast-moving mind. It was affected with the Mercury retrograde, as it always is, because you're ruled by Mercury. And it slowed things down, but that's not happening anymore. And by the way, the next one isn't until the latter part of November, so we don't want to talk about that right now because there'll be a lot of retrograde planets after like October 11th. And that's a natural thing. It happens every year, but that momentum will slow down, but it's only just to kind of keep things into perspective. The holidays, they can be a jumbled up energy as it is. So Knight of Wands, yes. The fastest moving knight, the Knight of Messengers. Look at the wand with the leaves, the little bit of leafage coming through, the growth. Yeah, there's stuff happening, okay? We're at the beginning phases, but that's the same with this 8. It's just showing you all these possibilities and people and circumstances that are going to be entering into your life to help make this happen. It is divinely guided. I will say that. And the Pisces influence also represents a lot of faded energy that's meant to be, okay? And you're going to be seeing that for the next 3 years. You'll have a Pisces full moon around the same time, August-ish, okay? Just igniting that again and recognizing, your dreams. I mean, we've got Neptune in Pisces, the god of the underworld, the one who, all these possibilities, but kind of making sure you don't have the rose-colored glasses on too much. There's a little deception when it comes to Neptune because it's a little bit foggy. And we also have Saturn in Pisces, so there's structure, which isn't something that a mutable sign like yourself, Gemini, is fully familiar with when it comes to structure, but it's also been really, really helpful, as Saturn always is. It gets a bad rap. It can be restrictive at times, it can, but it's there to really guide us. Once you get through that cycle, which is like 2.5 years, it'll end in 2026 for Pisces. Go on to Aries. You're going to be rewarded, and you're going to feel really good that you stuck to it. Maybe a course, in school, how time flies, and at first you're like, oh no, and the next thing you know, you're like, oh, I got my diploma. Yay, let's go get that job. Let's pursue my dream and reap the benefits from the hard work. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling for you there. Then the next card is the recent past. And you have the King of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, so this is the first pentacle, but that represents the earth sign. And we've got Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And interestingly enough, we have one more dive into Capricorn in Pluto in Capricorn for the last time in your lifetime, my lifetime, most people's lifetimes. It's been there a long time. It went in and out into Aquarius again this year, back into, I think it's already in Capricorn again, but it's going to go direct the 11th of October, don't quote me, and then through the 19th of November. So there's just this last ditch effort, and it does a lot of times have to do with work, ideas, finances, redoing your books, your insurances, your connections with anything having to do with the sustenance. The king is slow moving in the Pentacles, but very, very capable, very successful, and very long term. And this is a beautiful card. And, you've got the Capricorn on the head. Diligence, never giving up. Very sure-footed, like the goat that the glyph they represent. And in the distance, there's this really beautiful castle because they're in it to win it. Okay, and so are you. So is everybody. But that influence is coming through, is why I'm saying that. And so don't be surprised if this new endeavor, which, it's inevitable, it will bring in decent amount of stability and financial reward, okay? But it does take work. I always have to say, it's just not going to, you may get some extra special little blessings because of the Venus aspect. Now we have Venus because of Libra, but we also had Venus go into Scorpio. That's a little more intense, and it's a little more fixed on whatever the heck it wants. And it'll dig deep, and it's not really in its favored, sign when Venus is in Scorpio, but it does bring results. I'll promise you that. I've never known a Scorpio who hasn't had a direct idea or intention in mind that it didn't come to fruition. And that's the truth. I mean, they're too, they're very, very focused. And so that'll be good for you too, that energy. But this is your possible future coming up. Ace of Swords. Wow. There you are, okay? This is Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. But I think this one specifically represents Gemini, if I'm not mistaken. The mind, yet again, the fortitude, the straightforward, cutting away the BS and saying, okay, this is what I want. This is my new beginning. This is my new opportunity. Write this down at the new moon eclipse, okay? Because this is Spirit saying, it's coming through, and you're going to get the information you need. You're going to get the clarification. You're going to get the justice you need. You've been waiting. You're healing, and you've been waiting for the pause, for whatever the case may be. But that's in the past. This is now, and it's going to be, I don't know. I feel like, and I don't normally do this, but what I'm feeling for you and a lot of people, myself included, is that by the end of October, when Venus goes from Scorpio to Sagittarius, there's going to be some really powerful, beautiful culminations happening for you, okay? The full moons bring that. That'll be in Aries, but then we start, I think, on the 17th or something will be when Venus goes into Sagittarius. Just making notes, okay, for you and reminding you of these dates specifically to kind of look out for. Beautiful, beautiful, possible future, right? We all have free will. I never say I know exactly when, I know exactly what will happen. That would be silly. I wouldn't do that to you. Then we have the Eight of Swords in your possible future because, of course, with all of this coming so quickly, and me mentioning to you about the breathing and the time out for meditation of some form is, and maybe another physical way to get an outlet, because outlets through physical walking, biking, I like to do a bike ride in the morning on my stationary bike type of thing. It really helps to flush out excessive energy, which you're prone to have at times, Gemini. And it's not a negative or not, it's just you're just constantly thinking, and you're a mover and a shaker, And so this is the 8. This is the 8 again, but it's reminding you, please, with all of these beautiful things coming along, don't get caught up in the what ifs and the fear of anything, that might be self-induced, because we all are capable of doing that. And I want to say to you, for somebody who would be probably a great poster child of that in my life, it's not worth it. And as soon as you start to feel that way or think a certain thought, turn it around. And in fact, I like to do an actual snap. The snap just sort of helps. It's just like, boop, nope, not doing that. That's how much control we have over it, right? And so that's a fleeting thing, because anything having to do with air it's like air, it just blows, and it's like clouds, and they change, and the formations change, and and you're on to the next breath and thought. And so bear that in mind. So going on to the next one, it'll be your overall impression or feeling about how you see your life, how you see this reading. And you have the Four of Cups. So I can see there's been some disappointment. I feel like you have really high standards. I feel like you are very motivated, very capable. The cups represent our feelings and our emotions, and it could be relating to our, our loved ones, our partnership, or maybe just being a little harder on ourselves than we really need to be ever, because I'm learning that too. Do you know how good it feels to just say, Marianne, I love you for exactly who you are. Every cell and fiber and bone and scar and fluke and, all of that. I love you. I love you. And that's what I want you to really emphasize on, because you're being gifted a cup. You've got 3. It seems as though this can be a card a lot of times of empathy, kind of boredom, but don't lose sight of the things you don't necessarily see or don't expect, okay? Because that's what's coming in very strongly for your overall, feeling. What you're putting out there is what we receive back, right? This is a common message, I think, for a lot of us that I've heard most of my life in the spiritual realm, or, just around people that I admire and stuff. But the truth is that we can make it or break it in any second. We are the manifestors. So think positive, okay? And do see the cup half full, always. This will be the card that represents your environment. And you've got the King of Wands. So see, you've got there's something, you probably have fire in your personal chart too, because there's a lot of wands, but also I think it's the energy from the eclipses and what has been going on for a while. It's motivated us so much. The Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, we just had the Leo moon, and we're now going in, like I said, into Virgo. But the passion, the love of being recognized and noticed and being seen, like after not maybe being in that particular frame of mind or situation for a long time, is coming through with flying colors now, even in this muted deck. So then we have, I love that, but yeah, just it's around you. So take in the positive whenever you feel it, and know when to leave and be away and from the toxicity and things of that nature, just as a gentle reminder, because that will keep the defeated kind of attitude, and we don't need that. It's an inside job. So then we have the hopes and fears, and you've got the Nine of Swords. So you've got some fears, but what a gorgeous card. Things are keeping you up at night because you're that thinker. I've already brought it up enough. I don't need to really reiterate, but know that it's absolute fears or things we don't know about. We don't really necessarily have any proof. A lot of times we go by what we've done or what we've heard, but no one honestly, truly, well, there are some exceptions. You get premonitions, I understand that. But to what extent anything will ever really be, we absolutely do not know. We just project a lot of times. So in the hopes and fears, Release the fears that you really don't have answers to, and focus on the things you really want to accomplish, or you choose to accomplish. And the things you know that you can bring to the table, the things you feel elated about. Watch things that make you happy. Be amongst things like flowers and, delicious food and friendships and laughter. All the positives. Bring those in on times when you're feeling particularly like you're a little bit lost, and you're doing that whole mind, or just kind of ruminating things, right? Please let it go, because Spirit is saying, we have got your back. We know you think, and we're here to help you think in all the right ways for your health and well-being, and that of those you love and those around you, okay? Because they want to support you too, and Spirit is always there for you. Final outcome. You ready? Queen of Swords. Wow. There you be. You've got the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Swords. What do you want to do? What is your focal point? Because like I said, you don't want to be thinking of things that you're not 100% sure of. You don't want to be focusing on the things that you're not interested in. What is this going to be? Because you are so steadfast and so strong and so capable as you hold up that sword of truth and an accomplishment. Look at the hand on this depiction. I mean, there's an open hand, there's birds that are there, there's a butterfly for transformation. It's here. You're going to take it? The cup. Are you going to accept that cup from Spirit with invitations of emotional fulfillment? And like I said, with the Venus in Scorpio, that's a water sign. That's what cups represent. That's a lot of emotion. Let it be passionate emotion that makes you just tingle all the way to your toes. And know that that's who you are. That's what you're capable of. That's who you've been all along, even with times of, disappointment or, postponement and waiting. It's all meant to be. You're in the exact place you need to be. What a beautiful outcome for you to recognize just how strong you really are. Actually, the reading in general is amazing. It's quite phenomenal to me how many swords you do have. Just keep the balance of the ones that are going to be for your benefit, and do away with the thoughts that we really don't have control of knowing the outcome, but knowing you have control of your thoughts. That's essential, and a message that will be spoken to probably for the remainder of my years of doing readings, because it bears repeating. We're just that strong. We can create just that much by what we're thinking. And just being very aware of that, Gemini, because you're a very gifted spirit, and I love you. I do. I'm going to finish with one more card, which will be an oracle card. And it's going to be the heart, because I was looking for it earlier. I'm like, where's that box? Right here. I was just looking for the green in the front, and I had a little difficulty with that. I sure hope I don't this time. I think I'll just go with the book if I should. But more importantly, I'm just going to what I really want to do today for you is just the main statement on the card. We don't need to read a bunch of things. It's a good reading. I want to keep it like that. It's just that I have complete faith in just how incredibly talented and how much you have to offer. I've just known too many Geminis. Just, if you ever want to talk to me, leave a message or whatever, if you're liking this, like I said, please do like, share. A lot of times people are coming back to my channel, and I look and everything, and they're not sharing or liking or subscribing. It's all free, but it's super, super supportive. So if you've reached this part of the video and you want to do that, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it to help me build this channel. Okay, because I'm not going anywhere this time as far as I know. I had to before unexpectedly, but I don't have any intentions of that. So I'll be here for a long, long time. I've got time. I'm not rushing. But anything you could do like that would be so incredibly beautiful. And so we're going to do the top one. This is yours. This is absolutely yours. And it's called Dedicated Effort. And it's the 8 again, because it seems to be a theme. Certainly with 2 of the cards in front of me. Once again, the fact that, we are in an 8 year. And then lastly, just this beautiful fall looking thing. And you've got, I believe, it reminds me of like a person painting the Michelangelo, painting. I mean, putting out that dedication in anything you do, and the intention as well is what's going to make you your happiest. Okay, it's going to be that holistic approach that's so beautiful. Give it the time. Any masterpiece takes a while. This could represent the 8 of Pentacles. It's mastery, and it does not happen overnight. I don't know if you can see if there's like a little weird reflection, but no, that's the actual reflection of God shining light on you, knowing that He's always available. Your spirits and higher power are here working with you. And so I want to thank you for tuning in, and just hold this in your heart, okay? And let me know how things go for you. Have a beautiful October, and I hope to hear or see you. I'd love to hear from you. I hope to have you come back again for November reading. Until then, bye for now.